And good evening to everyone. It's the 31st of May, May 31st, the last day of the month of Mary, the last day of the month of May. And I think if we look back on the journey we've made during this whole month, from the beginning, we gave a little history of how Mary Help of Christians came to be, the history of Mary Help of Christians, the feast, how she came to be. We talked about different aspects of Mary as helper. We talked about quotes from others speaking about Mary and devotion to Mary. We talked about Don Bosco's history of devotion with Mary as Mother of God, as Immaculate Conception, as Immaculate Help of Christians. We talked about his building of this beautiful basilica of his to Mary Help of Christians in Turin, with nothing but trust in divine providence and faith in Mary. We talked about how Don Bosco put everything that he did in context of that if there was any good that was done in and with and through him, it was done with Mary. It was Mary's doing. It wasn't his at all. Always promoting Mary, just like Mary always promoting her son. At the end of the month, we take time to look at Mary as helper. And what a beautiful way to end the month. 3 wonderful feast days of Mary throughout this month. On May 13th, we have the feast of Mary of Fatima, of Our Lady of Fatima. On the 24th, throughout her novena, we had the novena and the solemn feast of Mary, the Help of Christians. And we end the month on the 31st with Mary, the visitation of Mary to her cousin Elizabeth, as helper to her cousin. A wonderful way to end the month, and a wonderful way for us to look back over the course of this month and to see how and if our devotion to Mary has deepened, has blossomed, or has come to the forefront. Are we more regular with our daily rosary? Are we more regular with of turning to Mary and of entrusting her with our hurts, with our sufferings, with our sickness, with our loss, with our diminishment, and knowing that as mediatrix, that she will in turn those over to her son as mother. Are we more in tune with seeing Mary as mother? I think, and the help of Christians and the help of us all, as Mary standing at the foot of the cross, receiving from Jesus the command, Mary, behold your son, and to John, behold your mother, and trusting Mary to John that she would take him and through him all of us as her children, and that as John took her as mother, that we should also take her as our mother as well. What a wonderful and beautiful way of closing this month on that thought. So I commend us to that one single thought of developing a love for Mary, developing a love through Mary for her son. And may that love make itself evident in the choices we make, in the way that we live our life. After all, it's what Jesus told us. If we want to be his disciples, we have to not just talk about loving him, we have to show our love for him. And we show it by how we love, respect, and reverence one another. May that be the ultimate goal of any devotion we have, whether it be to Jesus, to Mary, to Joseph, to any of her saints. It is always drawing closer to Christ, drawing closer to God, the God light in us, and letting that God light shine from within us. This Saturday and this past week, again, we had a couple of our parishioners enter into full communion of faith, and it was a joyful occasion. Another reminder to us how we are called to witness to our faith, not just in word, but in deed as well. May we really look at our faith and make sure it's not measured by being a once-a-week Catholic Christian, but a 7-day-a-week Catholic Christian. Not just a what we call them AMP Christian, ashes and palms. We come a couple of times a year, but every Sunday, every week, reminder of sharing this faith of ours, of being renewed in our faith with our faith family, and then giving and sharing our faith with the rest of our faith family, being a source of light for our faith family as well. Remember, as what Jesus told his apostles as he was ascending into heaven, the ascension that we're celebrating this Sunday. He told his apostles what? That even though they were used to him being around, even though they saw him and heard him and touched him, now he wasn't going to be with them anymore. But he was leaving them the gift of his Spirit, the Spirit of truth. And that Spirit was going to lead them and guide them. That they were going to in turn become his presence here on earth. Are we ready to accept that challenge also? Are we ready to accept the reality that we are called to keep the presence of Christ alive in the world by by the choices we make and decisions we make every day? Hopefully that's the case. I'm thinking in terms as we close this last night of May, as we close the thoughts, I'm hoping that I'm thinking about continuing, maybe not on a daily basis, but a once a week basis. It depends if the parishioners really feel that it's something that's doing them good, fine. If not, we can give you a break for a while and just pick up every so often when when a topic of interest comes my way, comes to us. But I was thinking of doing something at least on a weekly basis, a weekly message to the parishioners. We'll see how that works out. Okay, and God bless you all. Don't forget to keep me in your prayers this week. I'm on retreat this week, so I'm going to be here, but not really be here. Okay, I'm not supposed to be functioning and working. I have to put my work behind me and focus on my own spiritual renewal during the course of this next week, beginning Sunday evening and going to the rest of the week. God bless you all and have a great week, and hopefully you'll hear from me maybe next week. Okay? God bless you all, and don't forget to pray for us, and know that I'll be praying for each and every one of you. Mary, help of Christians, pray for me. Mary, help of Christians, pray for all of us. Pray for you. Good evening.